shoe. A shark wanted my food.
A shark?
Oh. Stuck in her mouth, yeah.
Has that happened lately?
To him.
Oh, really? Oh.
Okay, 1 minute. Yeah, Anthony's gone, so we'll just need someone to excuse him.
So moved.
Okay. All right? That's-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's out of town.
So he's gonna do the claims.
When is your next day?
Bob, are you comfortable doing the claims?
Sure.
Since Anthony's on here? Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. To approve, move to approve, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm a little loud there. Go ahead and call this meeting to order. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here tonight. We'll go ahead and start with, as far as, let's see, what are we doing? Roll calls later, call to order. The invocation, we haven't met in a couple weeks, so I think I'm in vacation mode still here. So we'll go ahead and start, and we have Bishop Posh from the LDS Church. So thank you for being here. So if you can stand, if you're willing and able, and that'll be followed by the Pledge of Allegiance after the invocation.
Our most kind and gracious Heavenly Father, we're really grateful for all the many blessings that Thou hast bestowed upon us. We're thankful for this opportunity we have to meet here this evening. We're thankful for the work of our federal and state workers and employees. We ask you to bless them, that they would have the strength and the courage to be able to do the things that Thou would have them do. Heavenly Father, we ask you to bless at this time our local leaders and this council. Thy Spirit would be upon them, strengthen them. Heavenly Father, we're very much aware of the strains of public service, not only on those in this council, but their families. We would ask you to please bless and strengthen their families. That they would understand the importance of the work that they do. That they would see their example, strive to serve their community as well. Heavenly Father, we'd ask you to please bless at this time those in our area whose heads and hands might hang low, that we would seek them out to try to lift them, to support them. We ask you to please bless the labors of this council, that as they communicate, that they would do so with clarity, that they would be drawn to their constituents and those around them, to be able to hear and see the things and the events, and be led to those things and changes that they would be able to be about. We would ask thy blessing to be on this great country, that good and righteous things may continue to happen. We would make changes. Those in this country feel of thy love, thy acceptance, and we would be united. We're again thankful for all that thou hast done for us. And ask these blessings at this time in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, Bishop. Thank you, Matt. Say the roll call. We one of our council members, Anthony Edwards, is out at the chaplain conference. So if we can get a motion to excuse Member Edwards.
So moved. Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, on to the minutes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I move to approve the minutes for the City Council regular meeting June 16th, 2025, and accept for the record the minutes of the Transit Advisory Committee meeting of January 16th, 25, and accept the minutes for Arts and Culture Commission meeting of June 11th, 2025, and the minutes for the Planning and Zoning of June 5th, 2025 as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve the minutes for these meetings. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. And the claims.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I would move that we consider the approval of the claims listed for June 11th, 2025 through July 15th, 2025.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. Okay. The meeting agenda approval. Larry, are there any changes to the agenda?
Madam Mayor, we have no specific changes, but just a reminder that we do have an executive session following if you'd like to cover the reports prior to
Okay.
convening into the executive session.
Okay, so if we can get a motion to move up the reports to before, so what is that? Item N will go before M.
So moved.
There we go.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second to approve the agenda as amended. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, consent agenda. All items with an asterisk are considered routine matters and will be enacted by one motion and one roll call vote of the council. There will be no separate discussion of these items unless a council member or member of the public so requests, in which event the item will be removed from the consent agenda and considered in its normal sequence of the agenda.
Mayor,
Is there any? Oh, go ahead, Matt.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I would like to remove item G2, as we have someone who wants to speak on that this evening.
Okay. We'll remove G2. Any others? Okay, so G2, city manager. We have no others. Okay. So, go ahead, Matt.
I move to approve this consent agenda as presented with the exception of G2.
Second.
Okay. There's been a motion and a second to approve the consent agenda minus G2. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, motion carries. So G2. It looks like you didn't really have questions on it. We
No,
just
just
had,
for-
we had a gentleman that wanted to come up and speak regarding this, so this would be the time to come up.
Yeah, my name is Barry Northup. I lived in Thousand Oaks, California for quite a few years, and I was homeless there. My concern is, in Thousand Oaks, they didn't have services for the homeless community. And I really am reluctant to use the word homeless, but anyways, for ease of explanation, those less fortunate. I'm a member of Crossroads Church, and we do, every other Wednesday, we do a food pantry over there, which got me involved with the local unfortunate folks here in Casa Grande. I'm just concerned with, like, the provisions that are made to help the folks out here, you know, because I know when I was in those conditions, it was not pleasant for me. The courthouse was in Ventura, and Thousand Oaks is roughly the distance between here and Maricopa, and there was no public transportation. And when I got a ticket for any of the city ordinances, I was unable to make it to Ventura to appear in court, and so then a warrant was issued for my arrest. My concern is, the true concern is that the city is providing, you know, provisions for the less fortunate folks in the community, you know. And I would just, you know, I did a little bit of studying on it, but I didn't, I spend a lot of time in the Bible as well, and so sometimes it's, my calling for, you know, through God is, right now, is to read the scripture, but anyways, and then this is my first time being at the microphone, so I'm a little nervous. But.
Well, thank you for being here.
All right, so, I mean, what is the city's stance on the positions that they maintain for the conditions that the city has provisions, I guess, you know?
And I know this is the second reading on, for this ordinance, so I don't know if the deputy city manager would like to give just kind of let him know a little bit why we've gotten to this point with this ordinance.
Sure, I'd love to do that. So I think I had a discussion with you earlier on. Really, the point of the ordinance is not to be heavy-handed, but we do have services. We have several nonprofits in the community that are helping the homeless as we speak, and we hope to continue to do that. We've dedicated one of our staff persons to help with the homeless in coordinating the efforts of the nonprofits. And so really the point of the ordinance is not necessarily to be going around ticketing people, but it's more, there's certain areas where the homeless are gathering and it's causing issues in some of our parks where people don't feel safe. And so we need to have some mechanism to be able to move them to a different location than we at. And then we are in the efforts of looking for a spot where they could actually be, but we haven't found that location yet. And that's why we have our effective date in October.
Okay. Is there like, what do I want to say? Gosh darn it. Drawing a blank, I'm sorry, Steve, but I appreciate you taking the time to share that with me. I'm just concerned with, because I know it's a tough position to be in. Fortunately, I served in the military, and fortunately, I've been approved with, service disconnect, so that's was real instrumental in pulling me out of my conditions, but not everybody has afforded those opportunities or those graces, so anyways. Well, I appreciate the city doing what they can on behalf of the folks that are suffering in this community and in all the additional communities. I know it's a really tough deal because it's a burden on the taxes the city's, money and stuff. So I do understand. Thank you for your time.
Well, and Barry, and thank you so much for coming. This is something that we have, it's okay for me to talk, right? Since we have it off the, okay. This is, something we've been addressing for many years now. We've tried to implement a couple programs. One was with the churches. Crossroads was really involved in our iHelp program, the Interfaith Homeless Emergency Lodging Program. And so when we rolled it out, it started out, really good. We had, maybe 10, 12 people at the beginning, and then it went to none and for months. And so we ended up having to put that on pause. And so now the CG Helps Coalition meets monthly and shares, different programs that are going on. But since this ordinance is going to be coming out, there's now another group outside of the CG Helps resource, a group of stakeholders, nonprofit stakeholders. So we're meeting monthly. As a matter of fact, we're meeting Thursday to continue discussions. We understand, it's a very complex, issue, and we're trying to find a solution. And so we are continuing discussions, and we have the key stakeholders that provide services. And we've been to Phoenix on their Phoenix Cares, homeless program up there to see if there's something we can do here. So we stretched it out a little to see if we can come up with some type of solution. But there's so many people doing great things. Barbara Sundust is going to get up and speak in a minute. And so there are a lot of efforts that are, so it's not that we took this lightly and said, we just want to put it out. We're just trying to find a balance because we're getting just as many people in the community that are coming and telling us they can't go to the park for safety reasons. There's some of them, the parks aren't very clean, and, our police officers are spending a lot of time instead of, going out and doing, things, for, criminal activity, they're having to address those. So we're trying with a staff person now part-time, and then also a code enforcement person to make sure that we're keeping neighborhoods and alleys and everything clean too. So we're just trying to find that balance, but we are listening to you. We understand the concerns, and we listen to these organizations that meet with us regularly. And so we're trying to find those solutions. And if you stay, you're going to hear from another lady here. Barbara, we have you on public comments, but if you want to speak on this is on the ordinance. Do you want to speak now? Okay, you can speak now. Sure. Okay, thank you.
So I'm Barbara Sundust, and my address is 1273 East Cordova Avenue, Casa Grande, 85122. Again, my biggest concern, I understand there's 3 main needs, and that is some kind of a campground or something for the homeless people where they could have a shelter to go in at night and maybe a showers and restrooms. That's one. And then a cooling station that at night for people. I mean, at least it hasn't been 113 lately, so that's a good thing. But and the other thing is a shelter. My concern is for the women that I work with through Laundry Love, And so, interesting thing, and I'll go fast. I was just home for my mom's 99th birthday.
Wow.
But while I was there, they were talking about a place that they have. I went to school, it's St. Boniface School. It is a haven for shelter for men. But so the building, I don't know how they got the building, and then everything else. Then they have case managers and resource help and life skills groups to help these people get jobs, which is exactly what I'm hoping for the women in our community that are homeless or unhoused and living in their cars, because you just can't get jobs if you're living in your car. It's just not going to work. So anyway, but that place, and then I also called Sister Jose's Women's Shelter, also nonprofit organizations. So, you know, these are people who somehow came up with money and found buildings so that they could help. Sister Jose's is a women's shelter. And I tried to call Banner. I tried to call Pavilion, but there's no number, so I guess it's not used. And I tried to call Banner, but I called too late and there wasn't anybody there I could talk to see if there's a way that the Pavilion could somehow be used as a shelter for women. And that's my biggest concern. And the other thing, last time we had Laundry Love, we served 89 people, 538 loads of laundry. This is between 3 and like 7:30, and $1,374. So again, I would just invite you to come. The next time we're doing it is not this Wednesday, next Wednesday, July 30th. So if you just drop by sometime between 3 and 7 and get to see the people and maybe talk to them and how much they appreciate the work that's being done. And like I really like the library, thank God for them, because they're open, and I know that there are people who live in their cars in that parking lot. They let them there. I don't know if that's good or bad, but anyway, it's good for these people. And so I really invite you to come and talk to some of the people that are there. Okay,
It's okay,
done
Barbara.
now. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Barbara. And I do ask people to go because she has a well-oiled machine over there, how she is so effective in getting that many people through and all the laundry and everything. So, Barbara, thank you for everything you do. You and all your team, all of you. I know, you do a great job. So did you have a question?
I just had a comment because we brought up the hydration and cooling stations.
Yes.
And there's like 11 of them in town. If you want the information, it's on our website, or we can ask. Combination of city resources as well as nonprofits. So we do have that available to people until 5 to 7 p.m. at night, depending on the location. So we are helping with that as well. And it's just a delicate situation, but I think this is a good step forward.
Yes, thank you for that reminder. Is there anyone else? Questions, comments?
No.
Okay. So thank you. So we'll go ahead and get a motion to approve, ordinance number. If you can read the ordinance.
Ordinance number 1397.19, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, adopting new chapter 12.08 of the Casa Grande Municipal Code regarding urban camping and storage of personal belongings, establishing the severability of the provisions of the ordinance, establishing a penalty for violations thereof, and establishing an effective date.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I move approval of ordinance number 1397.19 as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if we can get a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember P. Dillon?
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. That was a long consent agenda. I think that's the longest I've ever seen, 26 items on there. You guys have been working hard, that's for sure. Okay, so let me see. Okay, public comments. I don't have any speaker cards, but if there's anyone that would like to address the city council, now is the time, if you would like to come up. Sure. If you can give your name and address, please, Jackie.
Thank you, Mayor. I'm Jackie Fogelberg, 1208 East Avenida Kino, Casa Grande, 85122. This is really just a follow-up on Councilman Herman's comments about the cooling stations. Are they identified with like a placard on the street?
I'm not sure, to be honest.
I don't think so.
they are, no.
You know, I'm thinking people
It's a
who
good
need
idea.
them may not have access to a computer. And so therefore, how would they know that, that service exists? So perhaps it's something you'd want to look into. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay, we'll close the public comments. And now we're on item K1. And that's Aaron. Okay, hi, Aaron. Is Danny on vacation here? No, I know, I was joking.
Other duties aside. Thank you, Madam Mayor. This agenda item, staff recommends that the mayor and city council authorize a purchase agreement with Suncor Industries doing business as Desert Golf Cars of Youngtown, Arizona, for an amount not to exceed $257,239.50. This agreement is for the purchase of 70 2026 Yamaha Drive 2 Quiet Tech golf carts for the use at Dave White Golf Course. The proposed bid from Suncor Industries is $6,324.85 per cart. After applying a trade-in value of $2,650 per cart for the city's existing fleet, the final cost per cart will be $3,674.85. The agreement includes the trade-in of the current fleet of 70 golf carts. If approved, these golf carts will replace the 70 carts purchased in 2021. Staff has evaluated the current fleet and determined that it has reached its end of its economic useful life and recommends replacing the carts at this time. Golf activity at Dave White Golf Course is currently at an all-time high. I believe this past year it was just right around 55,000 golf rounds. Since 2020, the course has averaged 53,962 rounds played per year, with an annual average growth rate of 1.7%. During the peak season, which is November through April, each cart may be used for up to 3 times per day, highlighting the demand placed on the fleet. The recommended model, the 2026 Yamaha Drive 2 Quietech EFI, offers several notable advantages. It features the lowest decibel output of any gas-powered cart, and in the first of the industry to include independent rear suspension, providing a luxurious, quiet, and smooth ride. In addition, this model delivers superior fuel efficiency to over 45 miles per gallon, the best among all carts that staff evaluated. It has an enclosed engine compartment with a snorkel system that helps keep dust and debris out of the engine, reducing maintenance needs and minimizing downtime throughout the year. And just, Madam Mayor, for council knows, the current golf fleet has this technology. 2021 was the first time the course bought that technology. And it has really helped improved from golf staff with maintenance and then just also obviously controlling sound. The contract for purchase of the new golf carts is not to exceed $257,239.50, which includes the trade-in of the current golf fleet of 70 carts. The approved capital improvement plan for fiscal year 2026 allocates $225,000 for the replacement of the golf cart fleet. As a total purchase exceeds this amount by $32,239.50, the Golf Services Department the Community Services Department, Golf Division is requesting to transfer the additional funds from a CIP golf initial turf equipment to overcome this balance. Madam Mayor, I'd entertain any questions, comments, or thoughts from council on this item.
Okay. Any questions, comments?
Yeah, I have a quick question. You said the previous fleet was bought in 2021. Is this new fleet going to have extra longevity? Is it going to last longer than that, 4 years? Or?
No, that's about that. Our warranty on the carts we have 4-year warranty, and it's traditionally we replace them about every 4 to 5 years. Again, just with the use that they get 3 times per day in the
Right,
season.
yeah,
They
it's
are
a- it's
pretty
a
much
lot.
at their end life by the time.
But they are under warranty for 4 years.
For 4 years, correct, yes.
Okay.
Any other questions, comments? Okay. We can get a resolution number, please.
Resolution number 5790, a resolution of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting a bid from Suncor Industries, Inc., DVA Desert Golf Carts to provide Yamaha golf carts for the Dave White Municipal Golf Course, authorizing expenditures of public funds and authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I move to approve resolution number 5790.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if we can get a roll call vote?
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember Beadle?
Yes.
Councilmember Hosen?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Okay, let's see. Item K2. Kevin?
Thank you. Staff recommends that the mayor and city council accept and execute an intergovernmental agreement with the Arizona Department of Transportation for the construction of the Thornton Road widening project. The project includes adding a second through lane in each direction on Thornton Road, south of Cottonwood Lane. This will consist of 2 12-foot travel lanes and an additional 4-foot shoulder, which the road currently does not have. And that shoulder is important because there are a lot of, quite a few age communities, and they prefer a paved shoulder to ride their bikes on. So this will give them a little extra distance that they can get away from some of their residences there. This is a state-funded project, federal funds, managed by the state. And as such, the city will perform the project. We had to pay a development administration fee of $30,000, and then our match for this project is 5.7%, which is $229,390. The total project remaining is $3,795,000 that we'll be receiving for this project. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Any questions, comments? Go ahead.
Is this from the tracks to Cottonwood?
Yes, tracks to Cottonwood.
And this is when Congressman Siscomani came down, this is that project we've been working on, right? Okay.
Correct, correct.
And if you've never ridden your bike along Thornton Road, that 4-foot shoulder is going to be very nice.
Yes, definitely needed, for sure. No, that's great. So what's the timeline?
Great question. Once we get approval, we'll start moving the project forward. We can provide an update in the next week's report from the city manager.
Okay.
If you'd like.
I know, Kevin, because since that's such a busy road, I mean, how are we going to move traffic around and?
We'll keep 2 lanes in each direction, or 1 lane in each direction open during construction. There will be periods where we probably have to close a lane, but we'll give a lot of notice. And we work very closely with the industries in the area because, of course, they're employees, that's their main travel route. Not dissimilar to what we've done with some of the other road construction projects. So we'll do the best to minimize that impact, but we will definitely have an impact on the traffic in that area.
And you'll have the electric,
during
the
construction.
signs up there that tell the dates and everything there.
Yep.
So, okay, that's going to be interesting. Okay. Any other questions? Okay, so if we can get where am I here? K2, right? A resolution number, please.
Resolution number 5791, a resolution of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, authorizing an intergovernmental agreement between the Arizona Department of Transportation and the City of Casa Grande for the purpose of widening Thornton Road and authorizing the execution of an agreement by the city manager.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I would move for approval of resolution number 5791 as presented.
Second?
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if we can get a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember Beadle?
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. Item K3.
Yeah, so the next item, I'm actually going to have Natalie Stevens, our engineering technician, present that. But before I do want to take this opportunity to introduce a few staff members that are here this evening with us to support not only this project, but other projects. I've got Matt Carmen. He's in our engineering division. You've seen all the projects we're working on. He helps juggle those projects and make sure they get done on time. We've got Ricardo Carranza, our street superintendent. Obviously, this is his project, but Natalie helped through the procurement of this, so that's why we're giving her an opportunity to present. And then I'd also like to introduce Brian Giesler, our airport manager. He's in the back there. You didn't pull his item, so he didn't have to present. So he's very fortunate that happened. So, but with that, I'll turn it over to Natalie.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Staff recommends the Mayor and City Council approve a contract with Civil Incorporated to provide network-wide pavement and roadway data collection services for the city's pavement management system for $140,000 with a $5,000 city-controlled contingency. The city maintains approximately 355 paved centerline miles of roadway. To manage these assets effectively, Public Works relies on a pavement management model which must be updated regularly with field data. The last data was 7 years ago. Therefore, a new data collection is needed to ensure accurate planning and maintenance. Public Works recommends contracting with Civil to reevaluate the street pavement services so that the model can be updated to reflect current pavement conditions. Civil uses AI-driven LiDAR technology to deliver accurate pavement ratings and asset inventories, forming the foundation for a strategic maintenance plan. Civil provides vehicle-mounted sensors, which would be installed on a city vehicle. City staff will then collect data by driving local streets with the sensor-equipped vehicle. As part of this proposal, the city will also have access to other street asset inventories, such as signage, sidewalks, streetlights, manholes, and other key infrastructure to support targeted maintenance. Given that this is a new service, the city requested that Civil conduct a pilot evaluation on Cottonwood Lane. Following the pilot in April, staff recommends entering into a contract with Civil to expand the service to the remaining city streets. And with that, I am happy to answer any questions.
It just amazes me what they have, technology today.
That'd be amazing.
Because we used to have a consultant, we'd hire a firm that would go and, as far as give a report on the roads.
Yes.
And.
I'm sure you've seen the large vans with all the equipment on them. Well, now it's this small piece of equipment that we strap on the top of the vehicle and basically just drive the city streets. It's very impressive, the detailed information that is produced. But more importantly, we've got that video recording of each deficiency out there so we can really look at it and evaluate what is the best method to attack, trying to get these pavement conditions up to our target, which is about 75% for the entire city.
And it's just continuous, right, Kevin? I mean, so you'll have accurate.
Yeah, every 5 to 7 years, you want to update your model. You want to make sure that the information that's in there is accurate, kind of like calibrating any type of piece of equipment, Sometimes it starts to not quite catch up. And as we do our pavement preservation programs, you're entering that data into the system and you're adding value back to those roadways. This tells us exactly where that PCI, that pavement index is, and helps us better calibrate that model so that we can make better informed decisions.
Okay. Great. Any other questions?
Yeah, I got a question. How proven is this technology? How long has it been used? And are other cities in Arizona currently using this? And how long has it been on the market kind of deal? Go ahead.
Okay. Yes, so we're actually going to be the first city in Arizona to use this technology, but Civil is currently doing the same type of work in 28 other states, so It's pretty much nationwide, and so we'll be the first
We'll be the
city.
first in Arizona.
First in Arizona to use the technology.
Nice to be on the cutting edge, I guess.
Yes, definitely.
But it is proven, it is working in other states and everything,
Yes.
it's okay.
So we did the pilot back in April on Cottonwood Lane, and the service worked perfectly, no issues, it was seamless, so we're very happy with the results.
Good to know. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
What are we looking at? Is this map?
This is Cottonwood?
Oh, yes,
Yeah.
so this is Cottonwood Lane. Civil came down and they took us through the pilot, and you can see the different distress levels, alligator cracking, potholes, rutting. And so we'll be able to evaluate all the streets in the city and have a visual representation.
And we have a street view we can show as well, right?
Yes, we also have a street view we could show. Yeah, here's some examples of the types of results that we'll get.
And then once that information is loaded into our model, it generates the value, that pavement index, what that score is from 0 to 100, 100 being a perfect road, 0 being no road at all. And again, our target number for the city is right around 75%, to try and keep all of our pavements at that average. And a brand-new road being 100%, you know, a year later, it's probably down to 90. I mean, they just, in this weather in Arizona, they deteriorate very quickly. So this really proves our preventative maintenance program is working to keep extend those asphalt lives out as far as we can.
Oh, so that's what the picture is. Wow, okay.
This shot that you're looking at right there is actually just past the entrance to the Circle K on Cottonwood, just west of Pinal. And I'm sure if you've driven down that road, that area is pretty rutted with all the truck and vehicle traffic as it turns onto Cottonwood westbound towards the industrial area. But those are the different failures in the pavement, so we're able to look at that, and we can sit down with our asphalt companies that come in to provide us with our quotes, and they can provide us with estimates on what they would do or ideas what they would do to take care of those pavement conditions.
Thank you.
Okay. Any other questions? Go ahead, Matt.
Just how important this is to, and people always ask, they always talk about how important our infrastructure is and our roads, and this is how we figure out which ones to do next and budget for, we have a 5-year plan, so we can see, well, this one's at 50% today, so we're gonna need to put this in the budget down the road, I'm sure, so. You just don't realize how, what's 385 lane miles right now and growing every day, so how big of an asset this is for the city, so it's important we take care of it.
And we've been using, you know, the pavement index technology to manage and drive our pavement maintenance program for just over 18 years now. So it's been very successful, and I think if you drive around our streets and then look at other cities in the area, I think we do kind of raise the bar, or at least we feel we do.
It's not just where the mayor lives to decide. what gets made.
Nope, I never call. I never get complain.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I just got one more
Sure.
question. So the fees on this, is this a one-time purchase and then an annual fee after that? Or is this annual, year after year after year? Do we have to
So-
continue to pay this?
So it's $135,000 for 3 years, and then we'll just have to renew the contract after 3 years if we
So it's
decide to
3 years.
keep using civil.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. But they offer upgrades and all that kind of stuff, and whatever's happening in technology through that time, they'll continue to upgrade us through those 3 years, right?
Yes, and we can rent the equipment whenever we want to. We just tell them we want to scan more roadways. They send us the equipment down and we install it and scan it, and they take the data and process it, and so we can do updates much more often.
Okay, so they're doing the processing too on their side?
Yes,
And then they send
correct.
that information back to the city? Okay.
Correct, yes.
Any other questions, comments? You know, Kevin, I just want to thank you for bringing your staff here today. Thank you for being here. You know, everything that you do, of course, all of our departments are important. But like Councilmember Herman said, you know, we you know, this is something that we constantly are getting, you know, the community to, you know, they're concerned and what are we doing for roads? And we know your department is busy and will continue this upcoming year with $200-something million in infrastructure. We know it's going to be tough for you guys, and but you know we're hoping to just educate the public on timelines and manage expectations a little bit too, because we know we can't snap our fingers and all of these things get done. But we just appreciate everything, all of what you do in the airport. You know, I know we have a couple projects going on there too. So so thank you for being here today. We appreciate
Absolutely, thank you.
We've got a great team. Very fortunate.
it. Okay, so if we can get a resolution number, please.
Resolution number 5792, a resolution of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting the sole source provider offer from Civil Inc. to provide pavement and roadway data collection services, authorizing expenditure of public funds, and authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I move for approval of resolution, oh my gosh, I forgot where we're at.
I know.
5792. Move for approval of resolution 5792, as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if we can get a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember Vidalon?
Yes.
Councilmember Hilson?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay. So it looks like, Kevin, you're going to be here for a couple here, right? So,
Yes, I am. And I didn't introduce Dwayne because I know you
Well, we-
all know Dwayne.
Dwayne comes every now and then. Wait,
He's
Dwayne.
kind of like our poster child. He's our public face, so. Yes, staff recommends that the mayor and city council award a contract to Ellison Mills Contracting LLC for the guaranteed maximum price proposal not to exceed $6,524,666. There is a $50,000 city-controlled contingency in that amount, so I just wanted to point that out. And this is for their construction manager at risk project of the widening of Peters Road between Burris and Thornton. And you may be thinking, didn't we already approve a contract? And we did, but the city attorney's office wanted us to do separate contracts instead of multiple GMPs on the same contract. It's cleaner. And so we did approve the previous project, which was the sewer installation of that project. So that project is just wrapped up, and now we're getting ready to kick off the construction or the widening of Peters Road. We did do a solicitation for construction manager at risk, and we had 4 firms submit their statements of qualifications. And our review panel did choose Ellison Mills as the most qualified contractor to perform this work. So this will be, the construction project will provide 3 through lanes, 1 westbound and 2 eastbound, with a 2-way left turn lane in the middle from Burris Road to Thornton Road. We didn't do a cookie cutter 2-lane in each direction, just because we looked at the traffic counts and looked at the development that was occurring in the area, and this meets the travel needs for that area. So that's the scope of the project. With that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Okay, any questions, comments?
Yeah, I have.
Sure.
Are you comfortable with the $50,000 contingency?
Yes.
Okay.
And the reason I say that, we just finished doing the sewer line project, so we've seen and uncovered a lot of things. So we're comfortable with the GMP, and they based their GMP based on what we saw during the sewer project. So we still may run into some utility conflicts, just because sometimes we don't know what's out there, but for the most part, I think we've got everything under control.
Okay. And then the other question, this is more out of curiosity. Do you remember what the value was when they presented the 30% cost model?
I do not.
Okay, I just wondered if we had seen an increase or a decrease.
I don't know that.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
That's fine. I was just out of curiosity more than anything else, so.
You know, one of the things we did on the last agenda item is we put a question and answers form together, and we were going to send that out with that item, but we're going to start doing that on upcoming items. So we're hopefully going to be developing a document that asks and answers some of the questions that we typically hear from you, or things that we think you might like to know. So I think you'll find that document very helpful
Okay.
in the future.
Good.
That would be helpful for all of us, just in case people ask us questions. So thank you, that'll be helpful. Any other questions, comments? Okay, we can get a resolution number, please.
Resolution number 5793, a resolution of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting the proposal from Ellison Mills Contracting LLC to provide construction manager at risk services for the construction of the Peters Road widening project from Buras Road to Thornton Road, authorizing expenditure of public funds and authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I move approval of Resolution 5793 as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion? Okay, if we can get a roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember B. Dillon?
Yes.
Councilmember Hiddleston?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, Kevin, item K5.
Thank you. Staff recommends that the mayor and city council authorize the city manager to direct staff to work with the city's existing contracted engineering and real estate consultants to develop rights-of-ways, easements, land need requirements for new roads, water, wastewater infrastructure. This will allow for execution by the city manager of all necessary documentation. This authorization does not include the authority to do any condemnations of property. So this is only when it's cooperatively given to us or that we negotiate a purchase agreement. This is something that we have done in the past on several projects. Our west area wastewater projects, it really does save us a lot of time not to have to come back to council for little improvements like that. It gives us the ability to go out there and work as quickly as possible so that once we pull the trigger on a project, we can negotiate whatever those easements are or additional rights-of-ways that we need to put those projects, get them moving forward. And as you'll see, we had to identify which projects we could potentially use this for. It does not mean we're going to need this on every project. We hope we don't need to do any of this on any projects, but we know better. But if you look at that list of projects that was part of the RCA, 34 projects. This is why I don't sleep at night. This is what this team that we just talked about is working on. That's a lot of projects that we've got in the pipeline. So a lot of areas that, every time we come back to council, that slows us down. You can imagine if there's one on each of these projects, just how much extra time that adds. So this approval will really provide us the opportunity to get our job done much quicker. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Questions, comments?
I just like that you're speeding things up. This is a really good idea, so I'm all for it.
So Kevin, when you say cooperatively, how often, I know we don't know how often you'll have to use it with any of these, but for the most part, do we get people, a lot of pushback, or for the most part, is it 90%, 95%, people work with us on this?
I think we've got a pretty good track record. I really couldn't tell you the percentage.
Okay.
I mean, there's a lot of times where our projects will need a construction easement, where somebody needs to store their equipment during a project. Obviously, we're going to pay for that. We're impacting somebody's property for a period of time. We're going to compensate them for that. Easements, we just don't know what we're going to need and where we're going to need it. But this process has helped us really speed things up in the past, and we just appreciate having that authority to move forward. And then when it does need to come back to council, we bring it back.
Okay, sounds good. Well, and again, when you look at this list, we know you guys are going to be busy. No vacations this year. You can wait till next year. So I hope you had a good vacation this year. But again, thank you for everything. Okay, so if we can get an ordinance number, please.
Ordinance number 3475, an ordinance of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, authorizing the city manager to acquire rights-of-ways and public utility easements for the purpose of providing additional roadway and authorizing execution of acquisition documentations by the city manager.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I would move for approval of ordinance number 3475 as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second for ordinance number 3475. Oh, did I do it? Did I do it?
Councilmember Ramo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember B. Dillon?
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes.
Motion passes.
I got a little confused there. Okay, item K6. Aaron, is that you?
Yes, thank you, Madam Mayor. Staff recommends that the mayor and city council authorize the city manager to award a contract with RCI Properties Enterprise LLC to complete the Carmacknac Field Improvement Project. The Carmacknac Field Improvement Project aims to eliminate the low-lying areas between fields 1, 2, and 3 at Carmacknac Park. The scope of the work includes removing the existing sod in these areas, filling the depressions with plaster sand, planting new Tifway 419 sod, regrading the multi-use turf fields, and adjusting the irrigation system accordingly. This project will enable park staff to establish playing areas in the multiple orientations. Such flexibility is essential for maintaining natural grass fields as it helps prevent overuse and damage in specific zones. By periodically shifting the layout of the fields, high traffic areas can be relocated, which distributes wear and tear more evenly. This approach promotes recovery in overused sections and helps maintain a safer, more playable surface. It also reduces the formation of bare patches caused by heavy foot traffic and cleat damage. Madam Mayor, I also want to add to in this, so this project, it'll add in, or I shouldn't say add in, it's going to convert 26,200 square feet of grass space right now that is in between the fields that isn't used for playing space. So this project is going to convert that so that can now be used for playing space. 26,200 square feet is about half a football field is what it will equivalent to. So that gives our park staff the flexibility to kind of do these options as we get rental requests per season to, shift the field play on this blank canvas essentially to, to best maximize the field space and eliminate overuse in specific areas. Also, this project will take, approximately about 5 to 6 months, 2 months of work, 3 months of essentially, curing, letting the grass form in. So it is going to challenge us in some ways with, with our fields and availability space. So, the last 12 months, a recreation division has kind of changed the process of how they take field reservations. We've gone to an allocation process. So through our initial allocation, we've been able to meet all the demands we've had so far to date, but we do anticipate us having to be creative and look at different options as we get additional requests, especially through this fall season. Right now we're very hopeful, just visiting with the contractor, that they'll be ready to start by mid-August, September, to where these fields can be back in line starting January 1st or mid-January, really getting ready for that spring season of outdoor activities. City staff prepared and advertised a notice of bid solicitations, number IFB 102925CG, and RCI Enterprise was determined to be the lowest and most responsive bidder. The project is not to exceed $164,492.50. This project is funded through a CIP project that was approved through the regular budget process for $250,000. Madam Mayor, I'd entertain any questions from council or yourself.
Questions?
No.
Comments?
You answered all mine. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, yes, I'm glad you addressed the field space and how long it's going to take and how you're going to address the needs, because even though spring is peak, but there's also the fall soccer, right? All the young kids have soccer, so hopefully, there's a plan in place on, where people can go to have practice, I guess, but.
Yeah, the recreation division's, fall practice season starts September, runs through November, and they've looked at options. Last year they used 5 fields. They're going to use 3 fields this year, so they're going to kind of become a little bit more efficient in their space. And then also looking at any green space we have within our park system, especially for the youngest age kids, ages 5 to 6 on up, where they're done with practice before they need light. So we'll be utilizing every space we can for those types of practices as well.
And you have something, don't you, Danny? We talked about that. Don't you have some type of map or you were going to put together one of different parks throughout the community for people to have access to field, or not fields, but park space?
Yes, Madam Mayor, yes, we have identified different areas that we can actually, and that's going to be through the fill allocation process of allowing people to know where to go. Aaron and I actually, just before the meeting, discussed Mountain View as one of those possible sites that we would actually get extra soccer goals, line things up, and actually have practices there. So we do have already ideas on what we're going to do. We haven't got those requests yet where we have to, but we know we will get those requests. So we are identifying those areas. So we'll actually have those sites already pre-planned. So when somebody says, no, we don't have Carmagnat, but we can put you at Mountain View, that type of thing. Those are the things that we're working on, or we'll have available once we start getting those requests. Okay. So we have Plan B for those extra requests.
And I'm sure you guys aren't losing sleep, or you're losing sleep too, just like these guys with everything you have going on. We're busting at the seams with recreation and parks and everything. But
they're good problems to have. People are enjoying the programs and services
Absolutely.
and facilities, but that is our biggest challenge for space. So we get requests for a lot of things, but that is our biggest challenge is where do we put people? So we are working on that.
Okay. Well, good job. Thank you.
I just have one more quick question of clarification. So you're predicting it to be done on January 1st. Will that be a usable field by January 1st, or will there be a rest period, or that's all curing, that's all done, the grass sod is settled, and it's ready for play?
Correct, yep. The construction will go, we anticipate go about mid-August through about mid-October, then starting with the 90-day cure period, which would take us through mid-January.
Okay, thank you.
Will you have signs posted at the park?
Yes, we'll do all of those things. We've been in communication with the teams. They're all aware of what we're doing because we've had to put them at different fields already.
Okay.
So that's part of which we're very happy that we implemented the fill allocation guide. So that even opened up more communication with the teams of what you're getting. When do you actually, are you able to request the fields? When you get your fields, where are you at? So it's a much better process than just taking requests at random times and not knowing where to go. So it's allowed us to have much better communication with the teams and where we're at. So.
Yes, okay, great. Thank you. Any other questions, comments? Okay, if we can get a resolution number, please.
Resolution number 5789, a resolution of the Council of the City of Casa Grande, Arizona, accepting a bid from RCI Property Enterprises, LLC, to complete the Carmagnat Field Improvement Project, authorizing expenditure of public funds, and authorizing the execution of a contract.
Mayor Fitzgibbons, I move to approve Resolution 5789 as presented.
Second.
Okay, there's been a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If we can get a roll call vote, please. Adriana?
Councilmember Romo?
Yes.
Councilmember Dugan?
Yes.
Councilmember Bedelin?
Yes.
Councilmember Huddleston?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem Herman?
Yes.
Mayor Fitzgibbons?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and bump up reports, item N. So we'll go ahead and start. How about with Councilmember Dugan?
Me first for reports. No real reports, but we had a long break, and I hope everyone had a great 4th of July and time off. For my first day off on city council, it's kind of weird not having a council meeting that Monday. But had a great time. We attended Jerry's Signer, grand opening, ribbon cutting. They just opened their new Chevy dealership down there at what was the old Sam's Club parking lot. And that was really nice to finally see that whole area complete and finished up, filled up, and with new businesses over there. So that was really fun to get to see that. But that's all for me.
Did you buy a car?
Did not buy a car this trip.
Okay, how about you, Matt?
Hi, thanks. Yeah, good to see everyone again. This Saturday is the Youth Commission retreat at the Rec Center, and I want to thank Adriana and Yvonne and their office for helping, and then Larry and Lisa, Mayor Fitzgibbons are going to be there, and Danny's going to be there, and his staff is helping me out quite a bit. So all the advisors I keep having babies, so I'm kind of white knuckling this one, so we'll see how it goes. And then if you didn't get to attend the chamber luncheon as a council member, you missed out on getting your very own Lucid.
Yeah, we got Lucids.
We got Lucids given to us, well.
Just
not
3 of
Lucids
us.
ours, but,
Just 3 of us.
Anyway, thanks to APS for our little our little Hot Wheels cars of Lucid's. You'll talk about that, Mayor, I'm sure, the information they gave. They have a lot of exciting stuff happening at Lucid. And then I did get the opportunity, along with Councilmember Romo, to attend the 4th of July celebration at the Paul Mason Sports Complex, and it was fantastic. There's so many families, blow-ups, water slides and foam and kids zone, and everyone just having fun, food trucks, and it was amazing how many people. Do you know how many people were there, Danny? Did you find out yet?
Million.
It was a lot, but
It was more than we did last year. The parking actually went all the way to, I think we ran out of parking spots at the very end. It actually went to the very end. We had a pretty, the parking, you went in there, we had a lot of flaggers, and we were getting people parked, and it went all the way. In the past, it was park wherever you want, so there was a lot of space, a lot of gaps. So we made sure we kept the cars close, and luckily we did that even because we actually got to the end. And it was, and I looked over at the grass areas, and it was more packed than it was last year. So we're talking 4,000 or 5,000 people at this point. I don't have the exact number.
yeah,
with
so
me,
4 or 5.
but-
I mean, that's what I was telling people. They're like, "No way." I said, "Yeah," and I didn't know it was neat in a way because I didn't know very many people there. It was all new, younger families and people from other communities. I think Danny was there patrolling, just making sure everything was good, and I know Sol was in charge, saw her there. But they had a lot of these staff members, and they had worked for like 12 hours that day, just making sure, getting set up, the parking went smoothly, everything. So what a great community celebration. I just want to give a hats off to your department. And
Thank you, the
and
staff.
everybody for doing
Staff
that.
really
And
worked
then
hard.
nice job. And then the fireworks were awesome too, and there were bands. I mean, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, good job.
Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Okay.
Thanks.
How about you, Bob?
I enjoyed the break. Felt a little strange to go that long without a council meeting, but no report.
Thank you.
Yeah, no reports.
Okay, thanks. Becca?
I just want to speak about the 4th of July event as well. You guys did a wonderful job. Parking was smooth, it was easy, and I was really impressed with how many people were there and just everything that was available for families. So everyone was having a really good time. I thought that was great. It's the first day of school, so it's a little bit earlier this year, I think, than what it's felt like in a while, but it was a great day. So everyone got there and everyone got home, and we always feel like that's a very successful day when that happens. And so it was good. I'm looking forward to this school year. And then we had a couple of different incidents where we had to call the fire department as well as the police department. And there was a really quick response, and all the teams that were out there did a great job. So I do appreciate everything that you both do. So
Thank you. Well, yes, I think our last meeting was June 21st. So it has been a while. So hopefully everyone had a great break, and the staff, hopefully, by us not having that meeting, gave you a little bit of break from us, but appreciate everything. It has been, busy few weeks. 4th of July, I hope everyone had a great time. I wasn't there this year, but Danny, I do want to thank you for everything, not only for 4th of July, but all the summer activities. We just see so many different things that are going on, and so for you and the staff, thank you for everything you do. The summers, you're still going with the pool's still open a little bit longer though, right? Yeah, if you can give us an update.
Because when school starts, we stopped doing public swim because our staff are actually in
back in
school.
school.
So,
Right.
but we are open on weekends all the way through Labor Day.
Okay.
So they can still on Saturday, Sunday come to Palm Island and enjoy the pool. So.
Perfect, thank you. So you probably have seen on social media, different outlets that we are in the process, the city has a communication survey out. And so if you haven't filled out your survey, even the employees, you can fill out the survey. And, we're trying to find, ways that we can better communicate with our citizens on information, our programs, activities, and just overall information. So if you can please submit that by August 4th, we would appreciate the feedback. And then we're going to be following up with an outreach event. I think you guys probably have it on your calendars for August 11th, and that's from 6 to 7:30 at the Dorothy Powell Center. And this is, we want to get out to the community and let the community know, where we are with budget, particularly a lot of these capital improvement projects that are going on. So we're hoping to share with the community, what this means, the projects we're focusing on, and timelines. And we will also at that time give information on the bond election, just the project details on the aquatic center, as well as the expansion of the Paul Mason Sports Complex. So for those of you that want to know a little bit more about where the money is going and what we're doing, and as well as the bond election, the upcoming bond election, that's what that meeting is going to be for. So please share with your friends and neighbors, because a lot of people say they don't know what's going on and we don't give them that information. So this is a great opportunity for people to come. Last week, I was able to spend time with the Animal Control Department, and it was really good. I literally left in tears. I wanted to adopt every dog in there. But I just, thank them. We just have great staff in this city, and our city is growing, and there's so many services that we provide, and, we have people, these people really care about dogs. A lot of people think they don't because of what they do, but they're trying to make sure dogs get to their homes and they don't have to go into these kennels. But I was just really pleased with the staff, and, we're increasing they have one more officer. They have 3, I think now, right, Larry? And then they're increasing it one more, what are they called again? I forgot the name. Animal control officers, yes. And so there's going to be one more coming, but please, if you have space in your home, there's 43 dogs out there right now. So please, and Chief, it was great spending time with them out there. They're just, passionate people that care and are doing a great job. We have that, the art project that's going out there. They had the Arts and or the Arts Commission called out to the public for artists to build a mural out there. So they had some great renderings, and they're going to be voting on that just to bring some life to the center. So so that's going to be great having that out there. But they do a great job, and it is a little sad with the dogs. But please, all of you, do you have a question, Gloria?
I know, but they take donations. I take all my newspapers, rags, blankets.
Okay, good.
Anything the dogs can destroy, and I donate dog biscuits on the way.
Okay, they need it. They need it for sure. There's been a lot of discussion on the homeless. This is something that is ongoing, and we are meeting regularly. We have a homeless stakeholder meeting on Thursday to continue those discussions and find, options before this ordinance goes into place in October. So feel free, if any of you want to come or if you want information, let us know. I know we met June 21st, but it was actually the Juneteenth celebration was after that date, and the Arts and Culture Commission did a fantastic job with that event. It was the very first Juneteenth we had in the city of Casa Grande, and I was just very, very pleased with all the just the activities on arts and culture and entertainment, and they had speakers, speaker panels, and so looking forward to next year to see that grow. September 20th, please mark your calendars for the National Day of Service. I know Deputy Manager Weaver is working with Scott McEwen and his group to bring together, it's focused on youth doing service projects, so that is targeted for September 20th. And if anyone would like to participate, if you have any youth groups or church or schools, please contact Stephen Weaver or Scott McEwen. Is he the main contact? So mark your calendars for that. And I think, let's see. Oh, and you know what? Jackie Folgerberg is here, and you told me something earlier that they won the Granny basketball tournament. They got first place in the consolation category. Is that what you said?
We're a 3-year-old team, and we are primarily made up of winter visitors. So we practice like 6 months out of a year. So we've practiced like a total of 18 months. Anyway, there's a weekend ago in Fort Worth, Texas, there was the National Granny Basketball Tournament. There were 400 basketball players. And for those of you who know sports, you have pool play, and then depending how well you win and lose, then you win first place in the consolation bracket. And we had no idea that we could do it. So, what needs to happen is we need another team, because we're the only team in Arizona. In February, we had a team come in from Oakdale, California. We played on a weekend. We had 350 people on Saturday come to that game. So, we hope we did Casa Grande proud, is what we hope.
Thank you, Jackie. Thank you. No, and again, Lucid, I know you talked about the great things going on with Lucid. They just went into an agreement with Uber, so that's going to be exciting, what that partnership is going to be. And just everything. There's been so much going on, obviously Public Works, our PIO group is doing a great job with, I love the videos with all the staff members and people and, things that are going on. Our police department, is going to have another, safety detail later on this month. So, a lot of great things going on in the city. And we as a council, just appreciate everything that the city's staff does to, to help better our community. So I'll end with that, or else I'll be here all night, I guess. But, so anything else? We'll go ahead and go into executive session at this time. Oh, we need a motion to go into executive.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion is second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Okay. Thank you for coming, everyone. I'd be